Well, I want to welcome you to one of our July programs. And we are talking about the attribute of godliness. And I am so honored to have with us our guest today. And you are not going to wonder why it is that we chose our special guest to talk about what it means to live a godly life. And I have just already enjoyed hearing from her so much. You are going to love our time today with Miss Eveline Rivers-McCoy. If you have lived in Amarillo, Texas, or anywhere around here, you know the impact that Eveline has made for the kingdom right here in Amarillo. She has literally impacted thousands upon thousands of people in our community, and all because she was willing to listen and act on what the Lord had planned for her life. So I just want to start by saying thank you for the example that you are to us and for the impact that you have made.
Thank you for saying that. It was a God's choice for everything that I feel like has made an impact, if that's the word you want to use.
Well, it has made an impact, and I can't wait. I want to be sure I remember to ask the question so that we hear some of these amazing stories that Eveline's been sharing this morning. But when we sat down, she said, this life that I'm living was not my choice. It was God's choice. So would you just share with everyone listening, what was your plan?
I had a wonderful upbringing of family.
Yes.
My family was a very close-knit family. 2 sets of grandparents who loved my sister and me. My mom and dad equally in love with each other. We had aunts and uncles and cousins, and we grew up most of the time close by. So with that said, I learned the basic things of taking care of a home, how to cook and bake.
It's okay.
Okay, how to cook and bake.
Yes.
And sew and enjoy people.
Yes.
So with that said, I thought, okay, I will go into the home economics field.
Okay, yes.
Well, as it went on and on and on, it turned out that my dream became I'm going to design and create beautiful wedding gowns.
Oh, I love it.
And I love to sew. And I've been honored to be able to make one. It was my own daughter's.
Oh.
So with that said, though, then God stepped in the middle of life and said, wait, I have another plan.
Yeah.
And let's get started on that. First of all, I was born in Little Rock, Arkansas, raised in Covington, Kentucky.
Okay.
I was going to go to the University of Kentucky till my dad chose to move back to Little Rock in my senior year of high school.
Oh, wow.
So then it was not the University of Kentucky, it was the University of Arkansas.
Okay, yeah. Okay, now I cannot, for the love, do the pig thing. What do you say at University of Arkansas?
You want to call
Suey.
the hogs?
Yeah, call the hogs.
Ooh, pigs, suey.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
that's
Okay,
it. We
so
got it.
that's home.
Yeah, that is home.
Okay.
So when I went to school, did not know one person, but by the end of my freshman year, I had met the person whom I was going to marry, and he was a basketball player
Oh, wow.
at the University of Arkansas from Amarillo, Texas, on a scholarship.
Oh.
So when we married, he was from a family of 10 children. We moved here. I fit right into that family. Sewing, cooking, cleaning house, taking care of loving children. It all became a part because of what his family showed me as well.
Right.
So the sewing part stuck with me, and I've always enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm.
But then as things went along, the need to help others stepped further in my life than making a wedding gown.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where my life started.
Yeah. Well, tell me about, because the very first thing that you started was the Eveline Rivers Christmas Project.
It was
Tell me what spurred that in you.
a sadness. We have 2 normally created children, and we adopted a 9-year-old little boy from the children's home in Panhandle.
Okay.
Sitting right in between our 2 others. The 2 boys were 6 months apart, and Rusty was 18 months older than Allie. Well, in doing that, we saw how many more children there were. Wayne was from a big family. I was from just one sister. But I thought, okay, Wayne, there are more out there. So we applied, which was wrong the way we did it, for 2 little girls who were part of a family of 4 with 2 little boys.
Okay.
We applied only for the girls. And I was positive we were going to get those. In October, we were told all 4 of them were adopted together with a family in Oregon, which is the way it should have been.
Right.
All part of God's plan.
Right.
And I was very sad because Wayne had said, if this one doesn't work, we're going to stop where we are. So I felt I had a need that I needed to do something.
Right.
So that Christmas, I went to Betty Solis at her elementary school. She was a principal.
Oh, okay.
She was the principal there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
she gave me a family to help. 11 children. Mama just died of cancer. Oh. And so it filled my need where I thought we were going to have 5 children in the house. We had 3, but I could help this family.
Right.
So it ended up that that family we helped very, very strongly. But Betty saw others. So that first year of trying to make myself happy, I helped with 43 children in her school. Wow. So then the Coat Project came along. Betty again. And she said, I have children who didn't come to school. And I thought, well, chicken pox or flu, because that was going around. She said, no, it is so deathly cold outside. They don't have a coat. They'll literally freeze to death.
If they walk
to school. So we ended up gathering, because Wayne was from a big family, I ended up with friends and family taking coats to that school, just that school, for 3 years. And then God got through my thick skull that said, Eveline, it's not just one school. It's all the schools in our community.
Right.
So we began the slow process of not only incorporating the needs of giving Christmas, but of taking care of the warmth of children. So we had 2 projects there.
Yes.
We had Eveline Rivers Christmas Project and Eveline Rivers Coat Drive.
Yes.
But as we moved through the years, and we obtained a very large warehouse, and my helper, my wonderful assistant, Lana Fincher, was in the education field. So we had many educators in our volunteer force. So as we would go through packing boxes, sorting things, we would say, what could we do to help single parents not have to do the everyday going to a nonprofit?
That's right. Just trying to survive. Yes.
And the word education came up. So if you could educate those single parents or even homeless parents, then they are going to learn. Their children are going to learn, and you could get them off of the system.
Yeah.
So it was a God's idea, not my idea.
And so the Sunshine Cottages were born.
They were. And that was an accident also. I had put that thought to rest, never venturing out to tell Wayne I have this other thought, because this one was really very consuming.
Yes.
So one night we were at dinner with our close friends, James and Janice McCowan. And James said, I have an apartment to sell for Lance, my son, who has moved to Austin. And I looked at him and I said, and what's the location, James? He said, it's on 16th and Harrison, 5 blocks from Amarillo College. I looked at him and I said, James, I'm really interested. And you know how those little bobble dolls are in a car and their neck bobble? Well, that was Wayne's neck when he jerked around and looked at me and he said, what do you want to do with an apartment building? Well, you know, we females don't tell our husbands everything on our minds.
That's right.
And so I just looked at him and I said, look, if we choose to do this, you just sign on the dotted line and then I'll tell you. Well, he gave me free rein. But he said, you're going to have to learn from this. So he sent me out to get interest rates, to figure out what contractors we could use, because this apartment was built in 1927. And they were heating the apartments with the oven in the kitchen.
Oh, my word.
Right. So we had to take it to bare bones and start over. And so the true female, hey, we'll have this up and running in 6 months. Well, that was a little far-fetched.
Yeah.
18 months later.
Yes.
So we ended up opening. We found out about it in October of 99, actually began the work on it after obtaining it in 2000. And then we opened it in June 15th of 2001. But the interesting part about it was I told James I was interested, and a realtor called me. That was his friend. And we talked a little, and the realtor called back in 2 weeks and said, Eveline, it's been sold. I said, okay, because really my plate was full. It was Christmas time.
Right.
The realtor called me back January the 15th, and he said, Eveline, it's back on your plate. The deal fell through. Now it's your turn. That was God taking it off my plate when I couldn't do it and putting it back on my plate when I could do it.
When you could. Yeah. I love that.
That was his way of taking care of it.
Oh, so since 2001, you've had the Sunshine Cottages. Yeah. Now tell me about that. How does a person qualify to live at the Sunshine Cottages?
We consider it homeless or hopeless.
Okay.
So that means they're either sofa surfing with their children, where mom sleeps on the sofa and the children sleep next to them. They're in a homeless shelter, or heaven forbid, they're living in a car. Or we now have undertaking the other part of the terrible, terrible trials and tribulations of domestic violence.
Yeah.
So the mom has one of those four aspects in the back of her life. So that's who we listen to when they call us.
Yes.
And it comes through either the shelters, the homeless liaison in the school system, church people, or just that person that is aware and makes me aware. And then I say, I need to talk to the person themselves.
Yeah.
And so my phone number is out. As I say, just put it on your phone. Everybody else in town has it, and it's just fine.
Yes.
So we start out by, I talk to them on the phone, and then after I've listened and I can pick things up, are they truly ready? Are they just looking for a place to land to move on to their next step? You have to decide that.
Yeah.
And so it comes down to, what did you hear, Eveline? Did you hear they are ready, or they're not ready? Or they're fishing, or what is the situation? Then after I decide, okay, there's a prospect here, I tell them, okay, your next step, you've called me, we visited. Now, this is something up to you, but you must write your autobiography. And I don't mean 3 paragraphs, because your life is worth more than 3 paragraphs.
Oh, that's right.
And there's not one thing you can tell me that I've not heard.
Yeah.
I have talked to and have educated the pole dancer. I've had, oh goodness, we've had stories that are so hard to even listen to.
Yeah.
Near-death experiences due to violence.
Yeah.
Parents who didn't care, and so they went the wrong way. All the stories. So if they write their autobiography, that takes time. That means they are really thinking hard about it.
Yeah.
And then I have to have an opening.
Yeah.
Because we have 10 homes fully furnished. I furnish them because you don't see a homeless person walking around town with their furniture on their back.
No, absolutely not.
And you don't want to put them in something that's only beige flooring, beige walls, no curtains, no furniture.
No.
Where are they going?
Yeah.
They're back almost
It's
where they
not
were
a
before.
home. That's right.
So I totally furnish it. And if I wouldn't live there, it's not ready.
Yeah.
So that's pictures on the wall. That's plates and dishes in the cabinets. That's really nice towels in the bathroom. We use their color combinations on the beds for the children and the moms. We try to make it home for them.
I love it.
So we invite them in. This is your home.
Oh.
Now it's up to you to move forward with the way you would like to move forward.
Yeah.
We have 27 college graduates, 95% 4-year degrees.
Oh.
The only ones who are not are because they chose to stop with their RN, and one who got her criminal justice, which is a 2-year program.
Oh,
So
wow.
we have college graduates, we have high school that go to college,
Yes.
and then several have gone on to do their masters.
Oh, I love it.
So We are so proud of that. And children of some of our earliest ones have now graduated from college. And they say it's a Sunshine Cottage that led us through that education path.
Absolutely. You know, we were just talking with Valerie Gooch from the park not long ago, and we were talking about people don't have to be convinced that they're in a difficult situation and that they need to make changes. But sometimes they do have to be reminded and convinced of their value and what they are truly capable of. True. And what I love about your mission is you don't do these things for them. You can't go to college for someone. You can't rescue them in that way. But you can encourage them and remind them of what they are truly capable of. And you've just done an amazing job of that.
I make them take a pen and write this thought down, and it's only 5 words. Nothing changes if nothing changes.
Amen. Oh, man.
And so I tell them early on, I want you to think through this. It's up to you. Are you going to stay with your abuser? Are you going to continue to go from nonprofit to nonprofit to nonprofit? Are you going to live in your car?
Yeah.
Are you going to have a job? Yes, but so low end, it can't pay the bills.
Right.
So you have to take another job, and then you're not around your children, which they need you and you need them.
Absolutely.
So decide how you want to make the change.
Mm-hmm.
And when they come to us, we're going to love them and encourage them to the college degree. Yes. We're going to take stress off of them through little things. We have the closet with supplies, all of their toilet paper, paper towels, cleaning supplies. We have meat in the freezer. We have a gasoline gift card the 3rd week of the month.
Oh, wow.
We have an $80 food card the 4th week of the month. That helps to decrease that anxiety of, can I do this?
Yes.
How can I do this?
Yes.
Where am I going to find it?
Yes.
And the other thing is, if you have something about which we need to talk, you come and sit, because I'm going to listen.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can help you solve it, I am.
Yeah.
If you need to solve it, I can encourage you to do that.
Yes.
And if we need to find outside help, together we'll do that.
Yes.
But you need to understand, I can't go to school with you. I can't study with you. I can't take your testing. This is up to you.
Right.
And the thing that impresses me about them, I didn't know them before they moved in, not any of them.
Right.
But they have come with a determination, a desire and determination to make life better.
That's right.
We carry no less than a 3-point grade point, and we don't go to school with them. That is their choice.
Yes.
We have 5 above a 3.5 right now. We have 1 with a 3.8. And I'm just so thrilled for them.
Yeah.
And we give them the choice, make an A. Well, this comes from my grandpa. When I made A's in high school, he gave me a quarter for every A in 6
I love
weeks.
it. I love it.
So I tell them, all right, if you make an A that goes on your transcript at the end of the semester, you come and show that to Melissa and me. Melissa is my fabulous assistant. Then we're going to pay them $50 for that A. And if you took 4 classes during that semester, that's $200.
Yes, ma'am.
It doesn't go to your rent, and we do have a small rent. You go have your nails done, have your hair cut, buy a new pair of jeans, or put it in savings.
Yes.
It's your choice money. So you do that. That's how it works.
Oh,
I don't know if that is encouraging, enabling, I don't know. But it doesn't matter.
It's a blessing.
It is a blessing. That is exactly right.
Yeah. Well, and I think it isn't enabling because it is rewarding.
It is.
Effort, and it is something that they earned. And one of the things I love about what you do is even parents raising kids, we want so much to make things easy for them and to make sure that they don't have to struggle. That is actually counter to what they need. Because when I work really hard and I do more than I think I can do and I succeed, man, I feel so encouraged in my own soul that I believe I can do it again. That's what you're doing.
That is right.
Encouraging them to be more than they think they can.
Right. And we get texts now and then. We got a text from a graduate who was having a tough time while she was with us, and she moved out. Well, she not only moved out, she graduated from WT with her bachelor's. She moved on to Tulsa and got her master's and sent me a text last Saturday.
Oh, my gosh.
And she said, it's all because of my beginning at the Sunshine Cottage. And I didn't see that one coming.
Wow.
I didn't.
I love those stories.
We also got a picture the same Saturday, and it was our very first graduate who made a 3.8. And then I thought, this might be, we've hit on something good. The picture was she standing next to her own daughter who had just graduated from college.
Oh, praise the Lord.
Yeah.
Wow.
So those are such encouraging things for us.
Oh, yes.
And I said, look, every day, I feel good about coming to work.
Absolutely.
Every year I have another birthday. But my family has longevity. And I've told both of my boards, look, I'm not leaving. I am sticking around.
Yes.
So I love every day of being here and seeing the accomplishments.
Oh,
so
I love
it's
it.
Good.
Well, and I want you to share a little bit because I want people to realize we, in ministry and in serving the community, we get to see God do the miraculous. But it comes with a cost and a sacrifice. Evelyn's home is currently in Childress. And her husband, Dave, who is an incredible man, he lives there. So tell us what a week in the life of Eveline looks like.
Do you have about 3 weeks? It's very busy.
Yeah.
Let me back up just a short. I was married for 44 years to the love of my life. We had a home here in Belmar, and Wayne, with much fight and effort, passed away of cancer. I was devastated. It was put one foot in front of the other. And the next year, God had a plan, and Eveline doesn't step out to do things like she did. And she met Dave on Match.com.
Okay.
Because we're not bar people. We don't.
Yes.
He lives in Childress. I live in Amarillo. We wouldn't have met at church. So anyway, we both were there, and God put us together on the same day. So we dated 3 years. Thought we were going to be best friends. Our children would love each other. We would love each other. We would take care of what we needed to do. And he did not want me to quit my ministry of loving what I do.
Yes.
And he has a ranch in Childress. So we figured out after 3 years we would get married. Only he's the one who figured it out. I didn't. Because his proposal came in front of 500 people at the shock of
everyone. Everyone.
Yes, of everyone.
Yes.
But it is interesting. I go to the ranch in Childress on Thursday afternoon and take my Friday work with me and work from there. But we have 322 acres that has yards that need to be mowed. We have a shop and a greenhouse and a barn and 2 houses and cattle and fields. And so my weekend many times has about 7 hours of being on the riding mower because I love to mow.
Yes.
My sister-in-law said, Eveline, I can tell something's bothering you. Well, Bev, why? She said, because your flower beds look great and the grass looks fabulous. So
You've been on that
the weeds
mower.
and I've been on the mower. That is right. Because God and I can figure that out.
Yes.
And so that's what I do.
Yes.
So Dave loves the ranch. I love being at the ranch. I love him, but I love my job here. And in fact, 50 years, 1 month, and 23 days ago, my name went on the title of the same house that I'm in right now.
Oh.
And I just love the house. I love my neighborhood. I love Amarillo, and I'm not from here. God put me here, and I am blessed to be here. So Dave and I make this work. I pack up on Thursday morning, go to work, have the car packed, put my dog's bed in the car, and my dog and he and I drive to Childress, and we have a great weekend, and we drive back early on Monday morning.
Oh, I love it.
That
I
is-
love it.
That is our effort to love what we do and to keep God's will in mind, that this is his plan, not my plan.
Yes.
He has made it my plan, but it was following his plan.
Absolutely. Well, I want to read you the definition of the word godliness, and it is this: the quality or practice of conforming to the laws and wishes of God, to be devout and morally upright. And we were just talking about your upbringing in the church, and it's different than mine. I'll let you tell a little bit. I grew up in the Baptist church. And so the way I grew up was we did Bible drills, and it was who could find the scripture and the passage the fastest. And I could win at that almost all the time. And I was very proud of myself that I could. But it took me some living to understand what it meant to transfer what is in God's word into my heart, and then to live in a way that honors his laws, his wishes, and his morality. And really at the root of it all is to learn to love people and to love them well, and to be a representation of Jesus. That is how you live your life. So tell me a little bit about your Christian upbringing.
My Christian upbringing was very interesting. My family was a very warm, loving family from grandparents, cousins, aunts, uncles, and my parents. Longevity in all of our family. My mom was an Episcopalian. My dad was a Catholic. They never converted to the other and had a warm, wonderful marriage. My sister and I were Catholics. We were cradle Catholics. And we went to church with Dad. On Mother's Day, we went to our church, and then we went to church with Mom.
Yes.
And sometimes Christmas was that way.
Yeah.
But in the Catholic Church, at the time we were being raised, my sister and I did not go to a Catholic school. We went to catechism classes once a week for an hour. When you go to Mass, there is the priest who has his message to give to all of us. And so we would listen to that message. But it wasn't like we were reading the Bible. And I guess in some ways I have to say that was audio learning. And actually, my brain is a visual learner.
Right.
So I need to read what is being taught to me.
Right.
So sometimes the lesson was not coming through as clear as I would like it. So I had to try to figure it out, improvise, but know what I was supposed to be doing was what God had in mind, and that was to live a good life, do your best to be happy, help other people, create what you could that was coming from his ideas into you.
Absolutely.
So that is the way, and yet, like you, my first husband was a Baptist, knew much about the Bible. Dave, my second husband, who I just adore, can tell you anything in the Bible. In fact, I called him last night, and we talk every night. But when I called him earlier than we talk, Dave, you got to help me. I'm stuck. So he begins telling me how to break down this. He said, honey, what you're saying that they have said to you is the way you live your life.
Absolutely.
So it's not the words coming straight from the Bible that you have to know. It's that you know how to live what those words say.
Yeah.
And so that is the way I feel like I had to convert the Bible to me, was by listening and then live it the best I could from the listening, not because my eyes read it out of the Bible.
Absolutely. And really, even listening to you describe riding and mowing for hours on the weekends, it is in those moments that we learn to know God and to listen to his leading in our heart. And just like I loved what you said, is that me and God can figure it out. And I believe that that is the way that you approach your life, is just in relationship with the Lord.
When I get on that mower and it's a beautiful day and I look up at the clouds and I know that he is up there and that he is helping me to get through wherever the mental block is, to overcome some anger or stress, or we have all those words, no matter who we are, no matter how hard we
That's
try.
right.
And so we have to overcome them, figure out what's the best way to handle it. So being on the moor, in the fresh air, with the trees and the grass that needs to be mowed, and watch for the rattler as you go by, and see that, God is right there by you, and that He has it.
Yes.
He's going to share it with you. He's going to help you see it. And so I think that's what being on the moor means to me. It's not just seeing the lawn look fabulous when I finish. It's God rode with me.
Absolutely.
And He has helped my heart and my brain to encompass what He's trying to say. And with saying that, I have to say a funny right here. My board president, whom I just adore, of the Sunshine Cottage, is Larry Bunn.
Yes.
Larry is such a fabulous person. And he'll say to me, Eveline, I'm going to tell you something. Okay, bring it on, because you usually do. He said, you have a problem. Okay, tell me what it is.
What is it?
He said, your problem is you let your heart get in the way of your brain. Okay, Larry, this is the way God made me, and I'm so sorry. So 3 years ago at Picnic in the Park, Larry gets up at the microphone and he says, let me describe Eveline. I thought, oh, dear.
Here we go.
If I built her a 400-unit apartment complex, she would look at me in no time and say, okay, I filled it. Now, when are we going to have another one?
Yes.
She cannot say no.
Yeah.
She wants to solve all the problems. And I think that is how God made me.
Yes.
God truly did put people in my life that said, slow down, think through it. Are you sure? I have to go through all of that. I have to go through the anger that came up because of an answer that I got. But it's all part of life.
Right.
Nobody's life is perfect.
Nope.
And mine is far from that.
Yeah.
So that is the way I have to look at it.
I love it. I love it. And to think about godliness as conforming to the wishes of God. I see that evidenced in you for sure. And I can't thank you enough on behalf of our community for the impact that you have made on so many lives. And, there is a parable in the Bible that talks about the Lord giving talents to different people, and He doesn't give them equally. But when someone stewards well what the Lord has given them, then He entrusts them with more. And that is a testament of your life. You have stewarded well what the Lord has given you, and He continues to give you more so that you can reach and love well with that big heart that you have more and more people. So I just want to say thank you for the impact that you've made on me personally and on our community, and it's just unbelievable. It really is.
It wasn't my choices. It was God's choices, and I'm blessed. So
That's right.
Thank you, Candy.
That's
I appreciate that.
Well, Eveline is living a life of godliness that basically means we conform to the wishes of God. And you heard it from her today that this was God's choice, and it has been her delight to follow in His
Absolutely.
wishes.
I am blessed.
I love it. Thank you for joining us, and thank you, Eveline, for your time today.
Thank you for letting me share with you.
You bet. We'll see you next time.